This is an island in the middle of the Pacific Ocean, where thousands of rats and millions of penguins once lived together, but no one could have imagined how terrible this event would one day become. In the beginning, who was there to see what was happening on this small island? It was a situation where the rules of social life were broken, and the people who lived there were really fun. This is a real-life example of how terrible the consequences of interfering in this way can be. The people there have seen with their own eyes how evil it can be. In today's video, we try to find out the full truth behind the tragic incident of this secret island. Macquarie Island is located in the middle of the Southern Ocean of Australia. It is a small and beautiful island. But the darkness of this quiet island is that there were no natural predators here, so they could live peacefully. This island, filled with countless trees and thick grass on all sides, was their safe haven. However, slowly, hunters from Europe began to come here, and the seal meat and tea were on the way to extinction, but then the danger was great. It started with the rats coming to the island unknowingly, along with the hunting ship. They landed on the ship and quickly spread all over the island. At first, no one noticed these small creatures, but within a few weeks, their numbers increased to thousands. There were no animals on the island to hunt them, so they easily fell prey to the rats. Not only birds, but the rats would destroy everything, including fruits, flowers, and seeds. The new bunch of fruit could not grow anymore. Slowly, the green nature of the island started to fade. In the beginning, the hunters were the ones who would hunt the rare rats and fix the situation with their friends. But here, the evil began to prevail. Instead of catching the rare rats, they chose the birds as easy prey. They would climb the mountain rocks and break the birds' beaks, and evenly they are easily caught and eaten. The number of birds on the island is slowly increasing. Every year, these birds kill the seabirds of the island. As a result, many bird species are completely extinct from this island, which is a serious situation. It got so bad that at one time, the sea creatures in search of food killed the rabbits. Similarly, European hunters also killed rabbits on this island, thinking that if they stayed there, they would not have to worry about food in the future. But after the rabbits were caught on this island, the rabbits started eating small grasses and grasshoppers. It was in this grasshopper that Albert Truss's birds built their nests and hid themselves. But when the grass was destroyed, they easily fell prey to the wild animals. Not only that, but the rabbits also dug holes in the ground and made their nests. As a result, the soil became weak, and gradually problems like soil erosion arose. In this soil erosion, many times the birds' nests were destroyed. In 1991, a large soil erosion easily found food on the east side of the island, which is why their numbers increased rapidly. But the rabbits' fertility was even faster. In 1 month, 12 rabbit cubs were born from the ashes, and within 4 months, they had reached adulthood, and within a few months, the green grass and grassy fields had disappeared completely. Birds also flocked to this island. The species of birds that had been lost from the island had disappeared from the island. At one time, the island, which was full of life, was in ruins, and the Australian and Tasmanian governments began working together, and at first, they had no intention of removing the birds from the island. To get rid of the rats, they caught all the rats, and the rats were not allowed to leave the island. Within 2 years, about 50 rats had been killed. These rats had eaten up almost 7% of the grass and vegetation on the entire island. This problem had already been eradicated. Then the Australian and Tasmanian governments started a major mission again. The cost of this mission was about $24 million. The mission was to completely eliminate rats from the island. First, they targeted rabbits. The aliens came up with an ingenious method, because rabbits love to eat carrots. So they mixed a kind of virus into the carrots. After the rabbits ate the carrots, the virus would spread throughout their bodies, and slowly they would die. The method worked very well, killing about 80% of the rabbits in a few days, leaving only a few rabbits and a large number of rats. The result was a terrible famine, with the rats and rabbits completely destroyed. This method was not used in the winter because many birds had moved to other places. This meant that the birds had less chance of survival. A group of dead dogs were regularly seen on the side. They could even smell rats and rabbits, but they couldn't smell penguins or seals. The dogs would find their hidden prey one by one. They could even smell rats and rabbits, but they couldn't smell penguins or seals. The dogs would find their hidden prey one by one, and the big cat would finish them off. Finally, after years of effort, this island was declared a sanctuary in 1892. Macquarie Island is now free of rats and rare pearls. The island, which was once a deserted island, is now green and life returns. Even lost birds slowly come back again, and such inhumane acts were done by humans. Have we made a single mistake in our current life? You can write your opinion in the comment box and let us know. If you liked today's video, you can like it and subscribe to the channel.